The man who was supposed to be dead was caught on camera, alive, breathing, walking, using his own bank card. And Rachel Turner? Still sitting in a prison cell, serving life for his murder. The footage spread fast. Detectives, prosecutors, even the original jurors saw it. No one could explain it. Because this wasn't just a mistake. This was impossible. Authorities reopened the case. Quietly. No press. No announcements. Because if this got out, it would destroy everything. The first step. Confirm the man in the footage. They enhanced the video. Zoomed in. Frame by frame. Same eyes. Same jawline. Same scar above his eyebrow. It was Daniel Hayes. But there was a problem. Facial recognition flagged something strange. Not a mismatch, but a variation. The system showed a 94% match. Not 100. That might not sound like much. But in forensic identification, that's everything. So investigators dug deeper. They tracked the ATM location, pulled surrounding camera feeds. And that's when things got worse. Because Daniel wasn't alone. Standing just behind him was another man. Watching, waiting, face partially hidden, cap pulled low. But one detail stood out. His posture. Rigid, controlled, military, law enforcement, or something else. Now the case wasn't just about Daniel. It was about who he was with. Investigators ran the plates of nearby vehicles, cross-referenced traffic cams, and finally, they got a hit. A rental car, registered under a fake name, but the ID used wasn't fake. It belonged to someone real, someone with a history. Ethan Cole, former private investigator, disbarred, accused of fraud, known for one thing, making people disappear. That changed everything. Because now, Daniel Hayes might not have been a victim. He might have been part of something bigger. Investigators revisited everything. Every detail. Every assumption. And then, they found it. A file buried deep in Daniel's financial records. Offshore transactions. Small amounts. Spread out. Careful. Payments. Not random. Not accidental. Intentional. Daniel had been paying someone. 4 months. The same time his relationship with Rachel began. And when they traced those payments, they led back to Ethan Cole. Now the story flipped. What if Daniel didn't disappear? What if he staged it? And Rachel? What if she was never the killer, but the setup? Investigators turned to Rachel. For the first time in years, she had one question. Is he alive? They didn't answer. Instead, they showed her the footage. She didn't react at first, just stared. Then slowly, her expression changed. Not shock, not relief, fear, real fear. And then she said something no one expected. That's not him. The room went silent. Investigators leaned in. What do you mean? She shook her head. That looks like Daniel, but that's not the man I knew. Now everything stopped. Because that statement didn't make sense. Until Rachel added one more thing. The last time I saw him, he was scared. That contradicted everything. Because according to the prosecution, Daniel was the one pushing, demanding, threatening to expose the affair. But now, Rachel was saying the opposite. That Daniel wasn't in control. He was afraid of someone else. Investigators pulled Daniel's background again, deeper this time. And that's when they uncovered something buried, hidden, almost erased. 5 years before he disappeared, Daniel Hayes had been involved in a case. Not as a suspect, as a witness, a key witness, in a fraud investigation. The same case that ended Ethan Cole's career. Now it made sense. Daniel knew something dangerous, and Ethan Cole had every reason to silence him, or worse, use him. Suddenly, the pieces aligned. Daniel didn't vanish randomly. He was pulled into something, manipulated, controlled. And Rachel, she wasn't part of the plan. She was collateral. But one question remained. If Daniel was alive, why come back? Why risk exposure? The answer came from the ATM timestamp, 2:11 a.m., the same time as the 911 call. Investigators froze, because that wasn't coincidence. That was a signal. They pulled the audio again, enhanced it, cleaned it, and for the first time, they heard it clearly. Not just breathing, not just a whisper, but words, very faint, almost hidden. Find me. That changed everything. Because now, the 911 call wasn't a mistake. It was a message. Daniel wasn't hiding. He was trying to be found. But then, everything went dark again. The bank account stopped. No more activity. No more sightings. No more clues. Ethan Cole? Gone. Vanished without a trace. And Daniel Hayes? Disappeared. Again. But this time, it felt different. Because now investigators believe something far worse. That Daniel isn't running. He's being moved. And Rachel, still in prison, waiting for someone to finally prove she never committed a murder. But the most disturbing part came from one final discovery. Hidden in Ethan Cole's abandoned storage unit, investigators found a folder. Inside, photos, dozens of them, of different people, different cities, different identities. And one photo stood out. It was Rachel, taken weeks before Daniel disappeared. Which means she was never just involved. She was chosen. Note, if Rachel was selected before the crime, then this wasn't a mistake. It was planned. And the real question is, how many others were chosen too? Watch out for the final saga.